And it's going to be incredibly good if you have undead that you're fighting.
Always.
If we were in that crypt, this is definitely what I'd be picking, because I run roughshod right through all
We're
of your
just gonna run a
zombies.
cleric campaign.
Yeah.
Cleric only, undead hunters.
Yeah, 5 clerics go into a crypt. We started this, we're going to finish it. When new One D&D content comes out, or at least the playtest material, we'll take a look at it and see what the mechanics are for it. So, very recently, Wizards released a new supplement, and one of the things that they decided to talk about was the Cleric, and how they want to adjust it. There are a few changes to it, so I thought we would take a little bit of a gander.
Sure.
And just look at it.
I have not heard anything about it, so
Great.
This is gonna all be new to me.
You're going
and maybe
in
some of the
blind.
people listening.
Yeah, you're going in blind, and hey, that's okay.
Listen, if Simon can do it, we can do it.
Exactly. Simon's great because he then says stuff. Don't they do this? Until the script actually tells him, yes, they did indeed do that thing. Yeah. Always good. Okay, so basically, your cleric, as you probably know, draws power from the gods and harnesses it to work miracles, and has blessings of divinity. They are considered one of the priests if we're looking at class groups. You might have noted that we talked previously about the experts class group, and there are also mages, priests, and warriors. So,
Sure. Yeah.
So the priests are considered clerics, druids, and paladins for the purposes of this.
Okay, 2 of those are divine, and 1 of those is primal.
Yeah, but they are technically. I don't know if priest is going to be the word that they end up using for it. Maybe divine or something. I don't know, but they use divine and primal magic essentially. Stewards of divine or primal magic, focusing on healing, utility, and defense. So, anyway. Let's tell you a little bit about some of the features of clerics. Okay? So, your first level, and I think that this is pretty much what second level was in...
Turn undead.
No, channel divinity.
Oh.
I think that this is actually something they gave you at second level in 5e. But you gain the ability to channel divine energy directly from the outer planes, using that energy to fuel magical effects. And so some of these will require saving throws, but let me just tell you about basically what you can do with it. You can use your channel divinity a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus. You regain all expended uses when you finish the long rest. Okay, so things that you can do. Divine Spark. As a magic action, you point your holy symbol at another creature you can see within 30 feet of yourself, and focus divine energy at them. Roll a number of d8s equal to your proficiency bonus, and add the rolls together. You either restore hit points to the creature equal to that total, or force the creature to make a constitution saving throw. On a failed save, they take radiant damage equal to the total, and on a successful save, they take half as much damage.
That's interesting. That's fun.
It also seems like it's going to get real powerful real quick.
I mean, not real quick. Proficiency doesn't go up that fast.
It doesn't, but it does mean that, like, if I'm looking at your proficiency bonus, at level 1, your proficiency bonus is 2.
Yeah.
So, that means that at level 1, twice per long rest, basically, you can roll 2d8s, and theoretically either heal that much damage, or you can end up dealing that much damage, or at least half, even if they succeed on a constitution throw.
Yeah.
By the time you get up to level 17, you're at 6. So now you're rolling 6d8s as like a magic
but
action.
at level 17, a wizard can throw a fireball that does.
This is true. This is true. So I guess it's not too OP, but it is a pretty useful skill that's not directly tied to your spell casting.
Yes.
There is also Turn Undead, and boy, if you have a cleric in your party, when the undead come around, you're in good shape. As a magic action, you present your holy symbol and speak a prayer censuring undead creatures. Each undead within 30 feet of you must make a wisdom saving throw. If the creature fails its saving throw, it is dazed for a minute or until it takes any damage and you are incapacitated or die. While dazed in this way, the only action the creature can take is a dash action, and if it moves, it must end that move farther from you than where it started. So there's that. I don't know. I think Divine Spark, even in that case, was probably more useful, but...
I mean, every undead creature within 30 feet. So
that's true.
It's good.
If you have a horde of zombies...
Plus a minute.
That's true. Dazed for a minute or until they take any damage. So once you damage them, if you focus your attacks, you won't have to deal with the rest of them. But
well, yeah, you just focus on one at a time then.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. And while dazed, the only action they can take is dash action, and it has to move further away from you than where it starts. So
yeah, so it has to either stay put or flee.
Right. So there's that. So not bad. If for crowd control purposes in the right circumstances, that's not bad. That's not bad.
I think it'll probably get increased to rebuke or destroy undead too.
Rebuke or destroy. I believe it does. Let's read on.
Yes.
Also a first level thing that you get, which is pretty typical, is spellcasting. So what that means is that you have prepared spells. You can have the following spells prepared. Cure Wounds, Sacred Flame, Shield of Faith, Spare the Dying, Thaumaturgy. Thaumaturgy, I think is how...
Thaumaturgy. Thaumaturgy.
Thaumaturgy! Alternatively, you can prepare 3 0-level spells and 2 first-level spells of any choice. So just pick them. Those are just suggestions.
Yeah.
Any spell you prepare for this class must be a divine spell. Whenever you finish a long rest, you can pray or meditate and replace any spell you have prepared for this class with another divine spell of the same level. So that's okay.
That's standard.
Yeah. I mean, having played a bard, they don't really do that, but I guess bards in the new system kind of do. So you can actually
it's
spells.
Divine casters, typically in like 5e and before.
Mm-hmm.
Just get access to their whole spell list. You just kind of just pick what spells you want to take on any day.
Right.
As opposed to a wizard who's like, yeah, I only know these spells.
Right.
Or a sorcerer who goes, yeah, I only know these spells, but I can pick whichever ones I want to cast however many times.
Right. Wizards are fun. Because
wizards go, I'm preparing Fireball twice. And you can only cast Fireball twice.
Oh,
Sorcerers go, I've got 5 spell slots. I'm using all of them for Fireball.
I think in 5e rules, the wizard just has to prepare the kinds of spells that they can use.
We'll figure that out later.
Yeah. I mean, I guess when we get to the One D&D rules on wizards, we might as well find out then. My understanding, though, is for wizards, it doesn't make note of how many times you can cast it, just that there's only a certain number that you can have prepared, and it has to be in your spellbook. But,
the difference between like the wizard, the sorcerer, the bard, and the cleric, and the divine casters was essentially how many times you can cast spells and how you prepare the spells.
Right. Your spellcasting ability is Wisdom, and your spellcasting focus is a holy symbol that you can use to prepare them, so easy enough. Now, second level, I'm thinking that this might be a little bit different than Domain, or no, I guess it's not. Anyway, Holy Order.
Okay.
I think this might be new. You have dedicated yourself to one of the following sacred roles, either on your own or as part of a religious order. Choose one of the following options. Okay, so you basically have a few options that tell you what kind of role that you're going to play. You have Protector, where you are trained for battle and you gain martial weapon proficiency and heavy armor training. You have Scholar, studying and teaching about lore of the guards in the multiverse. You gain proficiency in 2 of the following skills: Arcana, History, Nature, Persuasion, and Religion. And whenever you make an ability check using either skill, you can gain a bonus to the check equal to your Wisdom modifier. And then Thaumaturge, we figured out how to say that. Delving deeper, hey, like our thing. Delving deeper into your divine magical abilities, you can prepare 1 extra 0-level spell from your divine spell list. See your spellcasting feature for more information. In addition, you regain 1 expended use of your channel divinity whenever you finish a short rest.
That's nice. That's
Yeah.
the one everyone's taking.
Yeah, everyone's going to take Thaumaturge. I mean, let's face it. I actually think that you get to pick a second one later on, if I've read this correctly. So we'll see about that. But that's new. I don't remember that from the original.
No, that's unless it's replacing like the archetypes, but I don't remember what cleric archetypes have in 5e.
Well, good news is that I'm going to tell you about that because third level.
Oh, okay.
Third level is actually where you have a cleric subclass. And it used to be second level. Now it's on third.
It used
Who's
to
on
be
first?
level.
Who's on first? Who's on second? Now it's on third.
I'm on third.
I'm on third. My subclass is on third. Subclass is a specialization that grants you special abilities for the cleric, and for the rest of the career, you gain each of your subclass features, yada, yada, yada. So we'll get into that when we get to the subclass.
Yeah.
I think Life Domain, though, it's mostly focused on making sure that your healing spells are as good as they possibly can be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fourth level, you get a feat. Fifth or ability score increase, you could do either. Fifth level, Smite Undead, so you turn the undead. You can roll a number of d8s equal to your proficiency bonus and add the rolls together. Each undead that fails its saving throw against that use a turn undead takes radiant damage equal to the roll's total. Okay, so there you go.
Oh, so that's your turn undead becomes turn or smite undead.
Yeah, you can cause your turn undead feature to smite the undying. So now, not only do you do everything in that radiant, but you can also, basically, you can smite them. So now you do d8s based on your proficiency bonus, which, if I look correctly, at fifth now is at 3. So your proficiency bonus is 3. So now, when I decide to do turn undead in that radius, every undead in that would essentially take possibly 3d8 damage.
Yeah, clerics
Radiant.
are derp when it comes to killing undead.
Yeah. The cryptids are not going to have fun when it comes to clerics. Of course, a lot of people said clerics, even in 5e, are one of the most powerful classes in terms of how they're utilized. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very much so. 6th level, subclass feature. 7th level, Blessed Strikes. This feels new too. Divine power infuses you in battle. When a creature takes damage from one of your 0-level spells or your attacks with weapons, you can also deal 1d8 radiant damage to that creature. Once you deal this damage, you can't use this feature again until the start of your next turn. Oh, gee.
Well, that means if you have like multiple attacks,
Yeah, I
you
suppose
can't
so.
stack it. So it can't go, I hit you with my sword, deal radiant damage. I hit you again with my sword, deal more radiant damage.
Yeah, but I mean, this is specifically for 0-level spells. So
Or melee attacks.
or melee attacks. That's true. Or attacks with. But I do think that it's probably there because as your cantrips, essentially your 0-level spells, go up, they will occasionally increase to like being able to do a 2d6 instead of a 1d6 or anything like that. But anyway, just add 1d8 radiant damage to that old
That's
beautiful
fine.
beam footage.
Rangers have abilities that can do that too.
Yeah, so it's not too bad. Okay, 8th level, you get another feat. 9th level, Holy Order. You get to have a second option from the Holy Order feature. So now you're a Thaumaturge and a Protector. Take that heavy armor, and you're all set.
Yeah.
10th, you get a subclass feature. 11th, okay, Divine Intervention. You can call on your deity or pantheon to intervene on behalf when your need is great. As an action, describe the assistance you seek and roll percentile dice. If you roll a number equal to or lower than your cleric level, the divine power intervenes. The DM chooses... Yes.
Wait.
Yeah.
You roll percentile dice and have to roll your cleric level or under?
Yes.
Okay, so it's a very low chance.
It's a very low chance, yes. As an action, you have to describe the circumstance. You have to roll equal to or lower than your cleric die.
So 11 or under.
Yep, 11 or under at this level.
Sorry. Please continue now.
Yes. The DM chooses the nature of the intervention. The effect of any divine spell is appropriate. If the intervention occurs, you can't use this feature again for 2d6 days. Otherwise, you can use it again after you finish a long rest.
I'm going to use that every day.
You're going to use it every day.
I'm gonna ask my god to intervene on my dating life.
Try it every day. Your cleric does need a lot of dating advice. I'm
gonna be like,
very
all right,
sad. Yeah.
I need you to come down. I need you to help me get a date.
Yeah.
And one of the days, my god is just gonna come to go like, I'm fucking sick and tired of your shenanigans.
Yep.
Here's a body pillow.
Yeah, exactly. Here's your waifu pillow. Enjoy. Yeah. So there's that. It seems kind of situational, but I can see where like a GM would have a little bit of fun with that. It's good player role-playing stuff that you could play around with. Okay, 12th you get a feat, 14th you get a subclass, 16th you get a feat, 18th, Greater Divine Intervention. When you use your Divine Intervention feature, it succeeds automatically, no roll required.
Whoa.
And you can use it again after 2d4 days.
Nice. Every week.
Yeah. So basically, you only have to worry about that percentile dice between 11th and 18th level, because after 18th level, you're good.
Yeah.
You're good.
You buddy with your god after that.
Exactly. And then 19th you get a feat, and 20th you get an epic boon like every other one does. Like, I would like to play a cleric, but I would not play that kind of a cleric. So
the last cleric I played was a war domain.
yeah, fun time.
He was a dual wielder.
Oh,
He had
nice.
2 axes.
See, I wanted to play death domain.
Yeah, death is fun too.
Yeah, necromancy, basically. You're just a necromancer. I always wondered if, like, necromancy as just a school for a wizard, or cleric being in death domain was a better version of a...
Well, the trick there is you cross-class
Oh. Then you
between
can do
death domain cleric and necromancy wizard.
wizard, and you just get all kinds of... Then I can make a bunch of undead. So anyway, life domain. So here's what those are. It's probably not going to surprise too many people, but you get domain spells at level 3. These spells don't count against the number of spells you can prepare. They don't follow the rules for the classes. Your healing spells are empowered by life itself. When a spell you cast with a spell slot restores hit points to a creature, that creature regains additional hit points on the turn you cast the spell. The additional points are equal to 2 plus the spell's level. So, makes it better.
The life domain clerics have something similar currently in 5e, so...
Yeah, they get bonuses to the amount that's healed. And then 6th level, you get Preserve Life. You can use your Channel Divinity to heal a group of the critically injured. As an action, you expend 1 use of your Channel Divinity and present your Holy Symbol, restoring a number of hit points equal to 5 times your Cleric level. Choose any creature within 30 feet of yourself. You can choose yourself, and divide those hit points among the chosen creatures. This feature can bring a creature's current hit points to no more than half its hit point maximum.
Cool, so there's a group of injured soldiers, and I'm gonna heal them all.
You're gonna heal them all for like 2 points, just to get them back up on their feet. Just, everybody's down. What do we do? Easy, I'm gonna restore 1 hit point to everybody.
1 hit point to all 30 people.
All 30 people, sure, why not? That makes sense. I'm at 6th level, it's 5 times, and so by that point, it's 30 points. Just pop them into everybody. 10th level, Blessed Healer. The healing that you cast on others heals you as well. When you cast a spell with a spell slot that restores hit points to a creature, you regain hit points equal to 2 plus the spell's level on the turn you cast the spell. So basically, I heal you, and I get a little back for myself.
Yep.
That's fun.
Little hit points for you, little hit points for me. Just skimming a little off the top.
Just skimming a little off the top. That's okay. 14th level, Supreme Healing. When you would normally roll 1 or more dice to restore hit points to a creature with a spell that you cast with a spell slot.
That's wordy.
It is. Don't roll those dice for the healing. Instead, use the highest number possible for each die.
That can be rewritten so much better.
We'll do that in a second. For example, instead of restoring 2d6 hit points to a creature with a spell, you restore 12. Okay, yeah. Why don't we just reword that to, you take the maximum of the dice for the healing. When you would normally roll 1 or more dice to restore hit points to a creature with a spell. When you cast the healing spell, you restore the maximum amount. The spell. Boom! I could do that in so fewer words. So anyway, that is the Cleric in a nutshell. And what do you think of that by comparison?
Fine, it's pretty in line with the current Cleric as far as I remember. I like the Blessed Strikes, or whatever it was called. That seemed interesting.
Yeah.
I like the orders seem interesting. Getting 2 of them is going to be nice. I know clerics usually get 2 domains.
Right.
I don't know if you get a second domain.
The idea behind the Holy Order seems to be that instead of doing the domain thing, where you focus on the one, because I think even in 5, it was more focused on having the one domain. To kind of get that back in of being able to have multiple domains, they use the Holy Order, where you can eventually take on 2 different roles that are separated from the subclass.
Fair enough.
So,
overall, it seems in line. It doesn't seem like anything huge changed.
Yeah, I mean, definitely like the turn in the Smite Undead is going to be very useful in certain circumstances.
Yeah.
I will note, too, just like looking through the 5e version of Cleric, that Channel Divinity ends up getting used a lot more in the new version, because by the time you're level 18 in 5e, you basically get to use Channel Divinity 3 times per rest. And by the time in One D&D you're at 18, you'd be able to use it 6 times.
Nice.
Per long rest.
That's
so,
fun.
So there is that. And also I think Channel Divinity specifically was about turning the undead in 5e, and now they also have it as also a healing property, which I don't know. I think that might make the life domain a little less useful. I'd have to see what some of the other subclasses are, but I feel like you're already gaining all of these really good effects that are going to make you a successful healer outside of your subclass altogether. Anything that you'd prefer to keep or change?
Not
lose?
that I'm aware of. It seems pretty interesting, the changes. It seems fun. I kind of would like to play a cleric again at some time. They are actually pretty fun sometimes, as long as you're not playing the Mary Sue cleric. Clerics can be fun, and depending like who they're devoted to or what they're devoted to as a cause, they can be really interesting.
Yeah. I think if there was anything that was a little open to interpretation, it was probably the divine intervention part. Because,
yeah, that one seems fun.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how people utilize that. I don't know if the percentile dice thing works, though.
I mean, it means you have a low chance, but I think that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it could. I would like to see, like, if you rolled particularly out of pocket, that there was, like, a disconnection or something. Like, there might be a negative side effect at some point, that, like, you're disconnecting from your god, or you have disadvantage on a roll or something like that, or being able to give people advantage on that as an action.
Maybe. I feel like role-playing options might be able to alter that slightly.
Right, because
up to DM discretion.
Yeah, that's the most RP version, like the most RP thing in here. But, yeah. I mean, regardless of what subclass you play, I'm feeling like this is going to be very good for healers anyway. And it's going to be incredibly good if you have undead that you're fighting.
Always.
If we were in that crypt, this is definitely what I'd be picking, because I'd run roughshod right through all of your zombies.
We're just going to run a cleric campaign?
Yeah.
Cleric only, undead hunters?
Yeah, 5 clerics go into a crypt.
Nothing is left.
Nothing is left. Is there an opposite to the undead?
Yeah, the living.
The living. Yeah, okay. I don't know how well they're going to do against the living, but that's okay. We need well, actually a necromancer might be able to deal with the living. Necrotic damage.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So, has anyone out there read through the Cleric, and what do you think of it? Do you have any suggestions about what you would like to see for the Cleric when 1D&D comes out? Because it is one of the classics, and I'd like to see, what the final form of this is going to end up being.
A divine avatar of your god, murdering undead on the battlefield.
Okay, I can get behind that.